Let me see. Yeah, we're already live right now. Welcome to the show. I'm your host Wesley, along with my co-host Steve, and this is Civil Discourse. Plan on having a conversation with you guys today about, just the current affairs of America, where we're at right now. Are we losing all of our freedoms? Which I'm in the camp where I believe that we're really losing our freedoms right now. A lot of them. I'm sure Steve probably feels like this is the golden age of America right now. We're doing great, but I don't really see that is where we're at right now. But Steve, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Wesley. How about yourself?
Man, I'm gonna be honest. Personally, I'm doing cool. I'm okay. I'm not doing bad personally, but I do think America is doing very, very poor right now. I think we're doing horrible, honestly, under this administration. I think that we're losing a lot of our freedoms right in front of our face. We just watched, a tragedy happen in front of our face. We watched a person get unalived in front of the world, pretty much.
Okay, first off, that's the dumbest word in the. It's not even an English word.
I understand
that.
Assassinated.
He was assassinated. Let's just use the word. Unalived is a lefty woke word, whatever you want to call it.
And woke, jeez, this guy just goes to. But let me say this right here. The
reason why it's not even a word, is it?
I don't even. When I started using it, when they started saying that, hey, if you say this on this platform, you're gonna get. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things you can't that are words that are like, you get what I'm saying? This is why I say
word assassination. Is that a bad word? I mean,
I think sometimes if you put it in your headlines, it doesn't get as much play as you would another when you say unalived, or you have to say certain things. You can't even say, you have to say essayed. You can't say, you know what I mean? Like, stuff that's basic terminology, basic truths. You just can't say it because it's like,
is that like somebody transitioning from female to male? She was unfemaled. Is that where you're going with it?
Hey, I didn't say it, but no, it's a. Don't get me wrong. I don't. That's why you saw me. That's why you didn't see a fluid. While I'm sitting here speaking, it wasn't like a fluid.
Trying to think of you're trying to think of the word.
Yeah, I couldn't. I knew I couldn't just say they knocked this. I couldn't just say that. Because I know we have to try and keep ourselves, especially in the first couple minutes of your broadcast. They really pay attention to that. That's right, but it's okay.
I get it.
But the point of it is, we saw a person lose his life in front of everybody, and he in my book, he was taken out. You know what I mean? Where if you want to use the word assassination, that was the textbook terminology to be used for that. That's exactly what happened. And it was a horrible thing to see, no matter who it happened to. Am I going to sit here and act like he was some type of a saint? Am I going to paint him out to be a savior of America, or like they say, he was like our version of Martin Luther King? I mean, it's the kind of, the rhetoric from the right about this has been crazy. I mean, they've really, really taken this and made him out to be somebody that he wasn't. Was he a good person in my book? No, I don't think he was. Like, that's just my personal opinion. Do I think that he excited violence and stuff that kind of talk that he spewed?
You ever watch this stuff?
Yeah, I watched a lot of this stuff
and watch it.
No, I have. I've watched a number of his when he went to, like, I think it was in Cambridge University. I watched him over there. Yeah, I don't think that he was a good person. The stuff that he said, he made a lot of lies up. He used facts that were not real facts. He used lies as facts to try and get his point across. Oh, this is what happened. This is who this is. This is who he is as a person. I've watched him do it. Like, you tell me what you think about this person. Do you think that Air Force Two should have been used for them to go and pick up his body and then have the vice president carry him like he's some type of American hero? They're talking about putting him on mint.
They were friends.
They're talking about mint. Yeah, I'm sure they were. I'm sure they were. I mean, this is the kind of people that this administration is buddy with. That's just what it is. They're buddy with people who talk negatively about huge sets of this society, racially negative, feminine.
Okay, let's go there. Let's go to that racially negative point.
Yeah, we can. There's a bunch of other ones too.
Tell me where he was racially negative.
Oh, his statistics about, black people commit over this many percent. He knew for a fact that this was not true. So the facts that he spewed when he came out and he said that.
Where did he get his facts? Do you not think he was versed in the facts after being, going out in public all the time?
I think he did it on purpose. I think he did it intentionally. I think his intent was to push a narrative.
But do you know that 100% that his facts were wrong?
Yes, it's been proven.
You don't.
No, it's been proven. No, it's been proven. It wasn't the fact that
by who? By what source proved that?
There's been, independent. If you can go look up what he said, it's a lie. I looked up some of the things he said, but the fact of the matter is, people came out independently and said, "Hey, look, these facts are not even true." They pointed out the facts. He used things to kind of try and spew a narrative that, oh, I can't trust black people if they're flying my planes.
Well, hold on. Okay, that's where I was hoping you were going to go with it.
I know you were. So go ahead. I got
something for that too. I'm going to tell you, you listen to that whole statement.
Yeah.
Everybody took that out of context.
No, they didn't. Okay, tell me how they did.
Because that was okay. So if you're sitting there and saying that I'm not going to trust a black person who was hired to be a pilot, okay, because of them, the company saying that they were only going to hire black females as pilots from now on.
No one said
not the best, what?
But no one ever said
that. Pilots, not the best qualified pilots. That's where everybody gets the mistake of not listening to the whole context of that conversation. Even the black people that were sitting at that did not agree with him turned around and said, well, yeah, you got a point.
You know what? Let's go ahead back. This is the problem with the whole DEI argument to begin with, that they're acting like it's a preferential treatment argument. No, everyone has to have the same exact credentials to even reach the point where they're getting to even be considered to be a pilot.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do. You all have to pass the same. You all have to pass the same test.
Was Kamala Harris a DEI appointment?
No,
no,
she was not.
Okay, so
why was she?
What
was
did
Dan
Biden
Quayle
say? What
was
did
Dan
Biden
Quayle?
Say?
Was Lyndon B. Johnson?
Did Biden not say, I'm hiring a black female as my vice president?
That's how he felt.
Is that not the definition of DEI? Yes.
No, I don't think so. I think that's how he felt. I think
he didn't say the most qualified person he was going to hire is, he said, a black female as vice president. That right there shows me he was not looking for the best qualified. And we now know she was not very qualified for that position.
To be vice president, man, what makes you qualified to be vice president? What do vice presidents do? I know you're second in line to the presidency, but let's see how many of them actually ever.
Especially I think Joe Biden
two or three of them ever became president. And do I believe that she's unqualified? She's about as qualified as Barack Obama when he became president. Let's be real, if not more qualified than Barack Obama when he became president. Just about as qualified as George W. Bush. Just in case, just to qualify as George W. Bush. Thank his dad for that.
She was qualified in a couple things with Willie Brown.
Thank his dad for that, because he was on drugs and everything else. Do we blame him for being on drugs and everything that George Bush had going on, or do we say that Kamala Harris, who actually went to, when she go to HBCU? A college, went and graduated, got elected, became an elected official in her state.
How did she get elected?
People voted for her. People voted for her. That's how she became. It's crazy that you would say that about her. Did we talk about Laura Loomer that way?
She was having an affair with a married man.
No,
Willie Brown.
Okay, let's go ahead and let's keep it in context. First of all, he was separated from his wife.
That's how she got separate.
He was separated from his wife. That's the fact. That's a fact. But we're gonna sit back and just paint her out.
Married, right?
That's how she got to where. If it were that easy, man, we'd have had a woman president by now. Why wasn't Hillary Clinton elected president? She was married
because she was a terrible candidate.
Exactly. It's going to be a reason why every single time. But the fact of the matter is, when it comes to being a woman, you're going to do. It's easy to take it and to degrade a person. You got one of the dumbest people in the world right now as being president of the United States, and we don't say it's because of this or it's because of that he's president, do we? We don't say it's he did this.
Can't be that dumb if he's been president twice.
Yeah, you can be dumb. George W. Bush, he was president twice too. He was dumb. I don't care what anybody said. That dude wasn't. I looked into his eyes and he was a dumb person.
So was Joe Biden.
Me personally, I think Joe Biden was a better statesman than either of those two put together. Way better. He got stuff done.
He was still an idiot.
I mean, useful idiot though. That's what I would call Joe Biden. He was a useful idiot. You know what I mean? He was. I'm not
Carter,
saying he's the smartest guy in the world.
Idiot.
I won't say Jimmy. I'm not saying Jimmy Carter was an idiot at all. I think Jimmy Carter was probably one of the most authentic presidents that we've ever had. Even after his presidency, you saw who he really was.
I'll give Barack Obama. I'll give Obama props. That man was smart.
Yeah,
he's a very smart man. Absolutely. You know, I'm not gonna throw shade on him because that dude was smart to get where he was. into the presidency after what, 2 years of being a senator? I mean,
absolutely. We got to remember
that guy was smart.
But let's go back into let's get back into.
Clinton was kind of smart, dumb but smart.
Yeah, I'm like, man.
I mean,
yeah. But you know, what I mean, he got some luck.
He just liked to leave evidence around. That was his problem.
But okay, but let's get back to the original point here. We're making up. We're saying
I don't think Charlie Kirk was not the second coming of Christ. Okay, I'm just going to say that he was.
Did you go to any of it? Did you go to any of his vigils?
No, I didn't. Did
you pray for him? Did you sit down and you know what I mean?
No, I was upset that it happened. I I think everybody in America should have been upset that it happened. But going on this platform of TikTok, that sure as hell is not what happened. You get people out there going, thoughts and prayers, making fun of this guy.
Because that's what they normally say.
The husband and father.
When school kids get shot up, that's what they normally say. Thoughts and prayers, right? Charlie Kirk said he was the one who said it takes some. You're going to get some deaths when you got freedom. When you have gun rights in your country, people are going to die. There's going to be some deaths.
It's true. It's going to happen.
He said there's no such thing as hate speech.
Crazy people get a hold of guns and start shooting people. That's what happens. It's not the guns that shoot people. It's the people that use the guns. The crazy people that use those guns to shoot people. Period. It's a mental health disorder that people want to go ahead and shoot up places. That's it. So it's not. So okay, that's a whole nother argument. So okay,
the gun argument there. But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, because you're going to lose that one. You're going to lose that argument.
I'm not against guns.
I heard a great quote the other day.
Go ahead, tell me.
This is talking about kids getting shot up in schools. They said, well, yeah, it's terrible that kids get shot up in schools and they get killed. But you know, if you think about it, the left is so up on abortion that you kill 100 times more kids doing it that way, and they don't give a crap about it.
Oh man, do you really compare abortion to kids being killed?
Or it's murder. It's murder.
Oh, it's not murder.
It's murder.
So basically, I should be able to tell
when a person gets arrested for killing a pregnant woman, they get charged with a double homicide. Did you know that? Why?
You know, this is murder because they consider that child as part of a child, but that's also saying that she's considered keeping the kid. Correct? It's not murder. In real life, they shouldn't be charged with. You shouldn't be. It's a thing that you shouldn't be charged with double murder.
Why?
But I understand why they do. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be, because obviously, if we're not considering a child, but if a woman wants to keep the child, it's different. That's how I feel. If it's different, if she wants to keep the child and they've agreed to keep the child, whatever they have going on, then that's different. Yeah, that's a person to that person. But at the end of the day, how can we sit back and try and tell a woman, hey, you need to go carry this child for 9 months? Do whatever, do X, Y, and Z because we say so, because we believe this is murder if you don't.
I'm not saying that. But
yeah, I mean, pretty much you are.
This is for another show. I have a lot of thoughts and opinions on that, but that's for another show.
We'll keep pushing.
But as far as Charlie Kirk was concerned, there was no call for the people going on TikTok and on social media and just going, "Oh, praise Jesus that he's dead. He should have happened to him a long time ago." You know, you get what you got coming to you. That's what I heard.
He said the same thing about a bunch of other people. He talked about George Floyd. He talked about everybody. This dude was like, okay, we have these rappers they call drill rappers, right?
No, I don't think it's right to do it then either.
But he did. And sometimes you know what happens? Your chickens come home to roost. This is not me saying that I thought it was right they did it, but I don't care if they did it because he did it. He had and plus this is America. This is not only America, this is the world we live in. People do this, but we got this thing called drill rappers where they go out and they talk about dead people 24/7. This is what they do. Talk about the people who their friends have killed and they're dead and in the ground, X, Y, and Z. This is what Charlie Kirk did. He talked about everybody. He talked about his in front of him. He got family. You know that George Floyd has family who has to watch this and listen to this. He was a drug addict. This is why he died from drugs. This, that, and the third, right? He had no problem doing that. Talking about, basically having public executions and making kids watch public executions. How old should they be? At 16 years old, they should be able to watch them. The other guy's like, oh, you should be able to be 12 years old and watch a public execution. But this is, wow, I've seen this before somewhere. You know what I mean? There's pictures of this from a long time ago in this country where people and kids were watching public executions in this country. Yeah. I mean, so what are we sitting here mourning?
Public executions go way back than this country. I mean, this
don't get me wrong, but I'm saying, like, his whole rhetoric reminds me of a time. You know what I mean? That's just what I kind of see from him. He reminds me.
I don't like the term firebrand. Okay, I've heard that a lot from the left, that he was a firebrand.
Mhm.
I think he had his opinions. I think he had his beliefs, which I think everyone is allowed to do so. But to get killed for your beliefs, that's a different story.
Yeah, no, that should never happen. That should never happen, and that should never happen anywhere. I don't. This is not me to say that he should have been killed. I don't have to say that.
Do I consider him the same as Martin Luther King? No, I don't. Because
many
Martin
on your
Luther
side
King started a revolution. In this country.
And you got, and this is what you guys are hoping that he starts some type of a.
No.
This is why they spoke the way they did about Charlie Kirk when it came out.
I think he was doing good things for kids. Do I think he was doing good things for kids? Yeah, I think so.
You know what? I think that feeding people,
but then you turn around and
racist terminology, racist tropes, talking, misleading facts.
Listen, you had a lot of black people that followed Charlie Kirk. A lot.
I mean, what's a lot? What's a lot?
I don't know. I don't know what a lot is.
I know, but we got to. I don't think that he could fill up an arena with the amount of black people to follow him. I don't think so at all. I think
maybe
that
not, but I mean,
say if 1 million people, it probably wasn't even 1%. This is how I would look at it. Be real with you. I don't think so.
I will say this. Did you see the story today about Georgetown University?
No, I didn't.
So there were flyers put on Georgetown University with a QR code on there. It said, "Catch fascists." And it was to join a militant group at Georgetown University.
Okay.
That is known for gun violence.
So
people that were arrested down in Texas for gun violence from that group.
I mean,
they're recruiting now. They're recruiting now.
You gotta look at it like this. We live in a world of where this is a normal thing. You know what I mean? This is why they used him as a call to violence. This is why this rolls in kind of into our next segment as well, too. We'll kind of keep them intertwined because they are intertwined in my eyes. As soon as he was assassinated, the right immediately went out and said it was a left-leaning person that did this. This had to be this, calling for violence against the left. We will not take this. This cannot be, X, Y, and Z.
Oh no, I listen. Again, I will say, going on TikTok, I saw a lot of, hey, put the black flag out, this and that, and other than that, which is wrong. That to me, as bad as it was listening to the people on the left sit there and cheer that Charlie Kirk got assassinated, there were a ton of people on the right that were sitting there going,
Fox News host.
It's time to, what's that?
Steve Bannon, Fox News host. Steve Bannon. What's the other guy? And this is not Steve Bannon's not a Fox News host, but I'm just naming him as another person.
Kilmeade?
There was another. Yeah, I mean that was crazy.
That was different. That was a couple of weeks ago where you talked about unaliving homeless people.
And this is just over and over again that these people are having this kind of conversation.
But again, but it's on both sides.
What's the other guy's name? Alex Jones.
Tell me that calling people Nazis, calling people fascists. Am I a Nazi? Am I a Nazi? Do you think I'm a Nazi? Do you think I'm a fascist? Hell no.
I've never called you that.
You're generalizing anybody that ever voted for Trump as a Nazi or a fascist.
But let's say this though. Do you think that calling someone a Nazi or a fascist?
Let me say this. For voting for Biden. I mean.
That's a huge stretch right now. And we both know. The truth of the matter is Biden's never.
You're a kid sniffer. That's what
Biden's never been even like, remotely. That's just this. But this is the kind of conversation that you guys tend to. This is the kind of conversation you guys tend to like to throw out there.
You can't deny it. It happens on both sides.
But okay,
you can't deny it.
All right, let me say this now. So what you're pretty much saying is that calling someone a fascist or calling someone, or a Nazi, it's the same as saying, go out and commit violence against. We will not take this. We're going to war.
That's what people look at.
It's not.
What was on the bullet? What was on the bullet casing? What was on the bullet casing?
I'll say let's not get.
Wesley, what was on the bullet casing?
You're going to sit here and you're going to sit here and try to portray the role that this kid was some type of a liberal, like he was
He was dating a trans guy going to be a woman, and they were furry lovers.
So that means you're a liberal because
which is ideology
you're
of
transgender
the left.
or you're gay or whatever else, right?
Which is ideology of the left.
So why is Caitlyn Jenner?
Oh, I know you're going to say Caitlyn Jenner. Yes.
Okay, that's one. Yeah,
why does? Oh, wait a minute, hold on. That's one out of a million. That's 1% out of a million.
What's the thing? Grindr, isn't it? It's like a Grindr app is for like people who are LGBTQ community, whatever. That's for them. Why does it always crash whenever they have Republican conventions, they had one in Wisconsin, Grindr app crashed. Why did it crash in Arizona when they just had Charlie Kirk's vigil? Down in Arizona, it crashed. This app is for people to find people who are part of that group. The most closeted, not like I said, I hate that terminology, closeted, because it's just ugly terminology to me. But the people who hide the fact that they are a part of this group more than anyone are Republicans. There's so many of you guys that get caught up in child sex rings, everything else. I'm not saying that Democrats don't at all, but you guys have like some of the highest numbers of this, period. You know what I mean? So why are we always trying to pretend that just because he may or may not, because they can't even find the guy anymore.
I don't know why you're looking stats like that up. That's weird. But
you don't have to. It's talked about. Don Lemon even came out and was like, I hate.
Don Lemon is a great source to listen to, because he always tells the truth.
I'm not saying he tells the truth, not, but he said that when he goes to, he hates going to Republicans conventions or anything like that, because he gets hit on more by dudes and just facts. This is what he said.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's telling the truth or not, but I don't like the fact that
I don't pay attention to other people's lifestyles. Okay. But when you inscribe on a bullet casing, catch fascist, that is a left ideology term. Fascist is used by the left and used by the left only to incite violence.
Do you know that a lot of times, what they thought?
Yes or no?
What they thought, that they felt like Charlie Kirk was not right-leaning enough. That's how they felt about him, because he was starting to become more he had like a Jewish friendly kind of approach to being that white nationalist that he proclaims that he is, but he also had that approach. And so guys like Nick Fuentes, who's part of that whole Groper crowd, came out, and that's why he didn't like him, because he was not. And that's why he looked at him kind of like a fascist type of person, because of his ideology. Not saying that this person, we both know that the guy who assassinated him wore a Trump outfit for Halloween. His whole family was Republican. Yeah, they came out and they said that he was changing his ideology. His ideology was changing
over the last couple of years.
Oh, so that means
a couple of years ago it started changing.
So that means his roots.
You're not gonna win this argument, because he was a left-leaning fascist hater. He was in a relationship with somebody who was a trans person, and to write catch fascists, to put other fascist statements on there onto those bullet casings. Come on, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. And for you to sit there and argue it makes you look kind of a little bit out of touch, because for a fact that he was a left-leaning person. Otherwise, he wouldn't be putting that stuff on those bullets. Those are his calling cards.
I feel like he was a part of the Groper community. That's just how I feel. And I feel like that's a further right-leaning community than anything else. I mean,
well, then they would be more fascist, wouldn't they? They would be a hell of a lot more fascist.
More right-leaning?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm saying here is this right here. You've put this guy inside of a box because he allegedly
I didn't put him in a box. He did it himself.
They don't know. We don't even know.
Evidence puts him in that box.
We really don't even know if that dude who they say was his transgender lover, or whatever case may be, it's really even real. We don't even know. They gave no timestamps on any of the text messages. Nothing.
They interviewed him.
They can't find him now. They don't know where he's at anymore.
They interviewed him after it happened.
No, I believe you, but they can't find the guy now. I mean,
how are you coming up with what you're saying?
About what?
If they interviewed they don't even know about if the text messages were real. They interviewed the man.
It doesn't matter. They have not. I didn't say they don't know if the text messages are real. I said we don't know. We don't know. There was no timestamps on any of them. None of them. They didn't come with timestamps so people could actually look them up and see where they came from. It just sounded like he said exactly what he needed to say to get convicted. This is a dude who got a 4-year scholarship to college. He's not smart enough to understand, if I text you this, please erase this. I left the gun here. I took it apart, put it back together, reassembled it back over on the back road of Miller and Clark, turned around, ran to the tree. I can't go
pick it up because there's a cop car there.
Do you understand what you know?
Are you trying to say this is a conspiracy?
No, I'm saying that what I'm saying is I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying whether he did it or not.
You're so out of touch.
I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm saying I don't know. It just seems really strange to me. Why?
Are you
why
telling
don't
me
you
the
give
evidence? There's not enough evidence there.
No, I'm not.
They
saying,
have his DNA on the rooftop. They have his DNA on the towel. They have the DNA on the gun.
Yeah, whether he did it or not, he probably did it. He probably did it. There's a better chance not that he did or didn't do it. I'm saying is,
I will say this: he is innocent until proven guilty. Okay, but the evidence
points
more
to him.
Than clearly shows
points to him. Absolutely.
Yes.
This is not me saying that he didn't do it. What I'm saying is, it just seems really strange that the argument that was made about him is being made like it is, and is not really being presented as no real evidence is being given. Everyone is saying that these text messages sound strange. Chat GPT said this doesn't sound realistic. You know, I mean, people were putting this stuff through Chat GPT and putting it through different forums. They're like, man, this doesn't even sound real. It sounds like someone made this up.
Chat GPT is not real.
I understand, but it's an
your
AI.
Your arguments are terrible today, Wesley.
I'm not. This is not me saying.
Oh, let's put something through Chat GPT because that's real.
Well, all I'm saying is, if a computer can look at this and say this doesn't even sound realistic too, and people are saying the same exact thing, what do you think? But anyway, whether or not
I can go out to ChatGPT and say Wesley's a furry, and it's going to be like, well, if he is, then it's going to be this.
There's lots of Wesleys in the world. You probably want to be more specific.
You know what I mean.
But listen, whether or not he did it or not, that's life. You know what I mean? I mean, do I believe he probably did it? He probably did. We're going to figure it out. He hasn't admitted to it or anything like that, but we're going to figure out what happened here. Sooner or later, you know what I mean? It's a great, and that was a hell of a shot from 200 yards away. He's a good shooter. Most times,
200 yards away is that house down there, and if you can't hit that house with a rifle with an iron sight, and I know for a fact that this kid has shot that rifle before that day.
All I'm saying, man, you know what I mean? Let's act like that's an easy shot. It's like the easiest shot in the world right now, just to take the shot and hit it.
Straight line on a great sunny day. Yeah, it's a pretty good shot. It's pretty easy.
All right, we're gonna have to watch. We're gonna definitely have to watch it. What you got going on, and see if you're a great shooter like that. But let's back to the whole entire thing.
I was an expert shooter in the military. I went to sniper school in the military. I mean,
good. We gotta watch you now. We gotta pay attention now. You meet all the criteria right now. Yeah, you absolutely gotta watch you now. But look, I mean, so with this whole thing happening here, with Charlie Kirk being taken out. Now we got to a point to where you guys are starting to come out and say a lot more things about free speech. Free speech is now not free anymore.
You guys,
your side of the your side.
I said something about free speech during the Biden administration when it was getting trampled on.
What free speech was getting trampled on during the Biden administration? Just to open up the conversation. We've talked about.
Well, I mean, you had people deplatformed off of because of things that they said that did not go in line and lockstep with the Biden administration. They were the Biden administration was actually pressuring social media owners. And this has been widely reported. It's been in front of Congress. Zuckerberg, the like have all come out and said that the Biden administration pressured them into censoring people on their platforms.
No, I mean, facts. For what reason? For what reason?
And it doesn't matter what reason.
On TikTok,
it doesn't matter what reason.
You guys
it does not matter what reason, does it? No, it does not.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It's free speech.
Do you think that anything you say should be protected? Anything you say should be protected speech, then, right?
No, not anything.
Oh,
but
okay.
even if it's something misleading, do you still not? Jimmy Kimmel had said something misleading last week.
What'd he say?
He said that the guy was nothing other than a MAGA.
Oh, wait. I think we're gonna need the actual context.
We're gonna diagram this sentence. We're gonna diagram the sentence. You ready?
You know what I mean?
The MAGA crowd being the subject of the sentence, and then he says other than one of them, meaning the them describing the MAGA crowd.
I don't know. Let me see. I don't
know.
That's
called sentence structuring, Wesley. Subject.
You're funny, man. I swear. Go ahead. Tell me.
But it's true. You can have any argument you want and say, "Oh, well, that's not what he meant."
We're gonna look
that's
this up.
Exactly what he meant.
That's
subject, MAGA crowd, them, describer of the MAGA crowd.
Let me see. I'm gonna get the exact.
Go ahead. You can get the exact phrase.
Let me see if they got it in here. It might take me a second, but let's keep going. Let's just make sure that we have the exact phrase.
But am I wrong in stating that the Biden administration did not trample on free speech? Yes or no?
I'm not going to say yes. I'm not going to say no to that either, because I mean, free speech. Are we saying that people came out who are not qualified to speak about a virus they don't? That's the only thing. This is the only thing that you'd be talking about.
You had doctors that were qualified coming out and saying that the people that were running the government weren't qualified. If you're sitting there telling me that the 6-foot distance was scientifically proven to work, we already know that that's wrong. Fauci said so in front of Congress.
I mean,
sorry,
this is what I'm saying. But if we're not gonna. You're trying to put this on Biden. This all happened under Trump. 6-foot distancing happened under Trump.
No. The deplatforming and the people were under the Biden administration. Period. They're the ones. Do you not pay attention to people in front of Congress when Zuckerberg sits there and goes, I was forced by the federal government to deplatform people and to censor people. Biden administration, Wesley, it's plain as day. Go read it. Go watch it.
I've seen. No, don't get me wrong.
And now Google just came out saying the same thing.
I've seen Zuckerberg come out and say this: is that we were forced to push people offline for saying who are speaking against COVID. Right now we get things about COVID. Right now we had a president who's said the worst possible things you can possibly say about COVID. Lied about COVID 24/7. Didn't have any idea. Was the worst person to have in power when COVID happened. We tend to blame other people for someone else's.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the Biden administration trampling on free speech and you guys being hypocrites about it. Period.
Who?
You particularly are sitting there being a hypocrite about it.
Tell me, no. Please explain to me how I'm being a hypocrite.
Okay, you want to sit there. You want to sit there and say, "Oh no, they didn't do that. They didn't do that."
Did I say they did not? Did I say they did not take people offline? I didn't say that.
No, you said, "Oh, I don't remember that." That's damn near the same thing.
What I'm saying is, I'm not going to say they did, and I'm not going to say they didn't, because under the context of what's happening, under context of what happened at the time, no one understood COVID. No one knew what was going on with COVID. And the people who were coming, I saw 50 doctors come online and say something totally different.
We had the people that were in charge of all the COVID stuff didn't know what was going on. You had people lying from the federal government side saying that the vaccine that came out was going to cure.
Who said it?
What?
Who said that?
Look at Rachel Maddow.
Did Trump say it?
No, Rachel Maddow did.
Trump didn't say it.
On a national stage.
Trump didn't go out there and is not the one who came out with the vaccine. We got it out super fast, warp speed fast, all the other kind of stuff. He didn't say any of that stuff though, right? This didn't come from the Trump administration. But okay, we'll go back into the thing and say that
came from the doctors.
So you guys are saying that. So we're what we're doing. What we're doing right now is it
was an unproven vaccine. We had no clue, but yet they want to censor people and sit there and go, well, you can't say that because it's not proven, it's not following the science, when they didn't know the science themselves. You want to cancel people because of it.
I think that's a totally separate situation. We're dealing with a pandemic that we've never dealt with before.
You had Roseanne Barr,
other than talking,
kicked off of ABC, got her show kicked off of ABC
for what?
Because of a joke she made.
Because of a racist comment that they ended up deeming that they didn't want that on their network.
There's racist shit all the time.
Yeah, there is, but I'm saying that, you know what I mean? This is how
it's free speech, man. It's free speech, right? That's free speech.
It absolutely is free speech until someone says that, you know what, we don't want you around anymore because of this kind of speech and it's hate.
And that's why Jimmy Kimmel got suspended.
No, he got suspended because their networks, because FCC and Trump came out and they started putting pressure on their network
after that Wednesday after.
This is not that. No, they didn't have to come out. You think that they were not getting pressure from the network? Nexstar is trying to. Nexstar is trying to buy.
Hey, listen.
They're not allowed to own more than 39%.
Freedom of speech has consequences. You open up your mouth, you take the consequences. If somebody wants to fire your butt, you're fired.
You take the consequences and you don't allow the federal government to start deeming what is free speech and what is not. The federal government should not be the only person who says, "Oh, not even the federal government, the president of the United States, the president of the United States."
Affiliates to say that they did not want, that they were upset about the Jimmy Kimmel.
Who cares? Did they even probably watch Jimmy Kimmel? If Jimmy Kimmel's ratings did not change.
They're the ones that get the advertising. Their advertisers pay the money for Nexstar and Sinclair.
Well, then you know what?
They were going to wind up losing money because of it, and they said they didn't agree with it.
They're not losing money. They lost more money when they took them off the air. That's what I'm going to say to you right there. That showed who his true audience is. People can call all they want to, but the people who are actually watching the ads, buying the stuff in the ads are Democratic. It's not Republicans. I'm not saying you guys don't buy anything. You guys have money, but let's just be honest here. Let's look at, we have to start looking at the actual facts of who are the biggest consumers out here. And we showed you. That's why they brought Jimmy Kimmel back. That's a fact. You know what I mean? So let's just be honest here. We have to stop trying to sit back and try to say Jimmy Kimmel was fired. Jimmy Kimmel was fired due to the fact that he said something wrong or suspended because he said something wrong. He didn't say anything wrong at all.
He said something that was factually incorrect.
And if we go off of the way you said it,
incorrect.
I can't. My computer's kind of running slow right now. I got a bunch of programs I have on here, but
you want me to read it? I got the quote.
Please.
Desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them. The MAGA crowd. Again, subject, MAGA crowd. Them referring to the MAGA crowd.
So when a person
says it's factually incorrect.
So when a person says,
by that point, all that evidence is already out.
You said desperately trying to classify this person as anything other than one of them. So basically, they were trying to classify him as anything other than them. When they first came out, they were like
one of them. Anything other meaning not anything else but a MAGA crowd. That's what that sentence means. Read English. That's what that means.
What's going on, Terrence Stephen? Thank you guys for joining
me.
How you doing, Terrence? Hey, but listen. All I'm saying is when you say something like that, that does not mean I'm pointing at you. I know we've been going back.
That's exactly what it means. That's exactly what it means.
It means if I say that to somebody,
that's having a grasp of the English language. That's exactly what that means.
This is the same thing he said just a second ago, about the whole grasp. But if you read it again one more time for me, just please one more time.
Okay. Talking about the MAGA crowd, the MAGA crowd desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them.
So basically,
anything other does anything other mean?
Yeah, this is what I grasp from it. Now I'm going to put context behind this. As soon as the assassination happened, you got right-wing people hopping out the window talking about it's war against the left. They've declared war on us. We need to do this. We need to do that. This kid was one of these guys. This is who this was. You came out and got Benjamin Netanyahu. You got Trump. Everyone else coming out saying that this left-wing extremist did this.
So because they already had the bullet casings. They had to report the bullet casings.
Let me finish. Because they also had other things on the bullet casings that showed he was a groper. Or grouper, whatever they call that.
No, they
you know
didn't.
What I'm saying?
That's not true.
That's
not true.
They had the
tell me
arrows.
What it was. You tell me what it was.
They had the arrow thing, the arrow signs.
That does not mean that.
The arrow signs. There's a lot of things. All this stuff right here. They had a bunch of stuff on there.
That's incorrect.
That's not incorrect. That's exactly what it means. They said that these arrow signs that were drawn up is a thing from a video game that these guys play. This is all stuff that they talked about. A lot of the things that were on these shell casings were a part of this whole led back to this whole group. But anyways, context again. Sorry about that. Context again. Okay, now this happens. You got the right saying all this stuff. It's war. It's this. It's that. Right? Okay. Now you come out. And he says basically, man, why are they trying to classify this kid as anything but one of them? They're trying to push him out to be anything. They don't care what it is. It has to be some left wing.
No.
Left wing thing.
No, that's not what that means, Wesley. That's not what that means. Anything other than one of them, meaning he's pigeonholing the MAGA crowd, saying that it is anything other than. They're characterizing this kid as anything other than one of them, meaning he was saying that he was MAGA.
Anybody in the TikTok, I'm saying, want to hop in? You please feel free, man. We'd love to have you guys in here. Come on in. But we've gone back and forth about this for a while now, and I get it. You know what I mean? You know, you're now you're a Southern
on sentence structure.
I like the way you put that, but if anyone else who listens to this understands that it doesn't.
No, I'm right. No, it doesn't mean that.
But okay, well, let's leave that alone because we're not.
Well, if you don't, we're not going to get. Then you need to go back to school. That's all I'm saying. Evidently the left is uneducated.
isn't it strange that the side that is a pro-Trump side, who everyone knows is the least, I'm not calling you uneducated. I'm not uneducated. I'm not going to do that to you. The only reason I'm not going to do that to you because I know that you're not educated. Because I know this. I don't want the public to know this about you right now. I'll just mess with you, man. But listen, I mean, all BS aside, you know what I mean? After that statement, he came out and said what he needed to say. That to me was not a heinous statement against anyone.
No, I'm not saying it.
Who's he talking about?
I'm not saying it.
MAGA. So now MAGA got their feelings hurt.
No, I'm not saying he wasn't allowed to say it. Okay, because he had every right to say it. It was wrong. It was insensitive, but he has every right to say it. Okay, but the problem exists here. Charlie Kirk can say whatever he wants to because he works for himself. He does not have to answer to anybody else, right?
He does.
He gets
$140 million. They get sponsors.
Well, yeah, they get sponsors, but the thing is, he created Turning Point, right? So he works for himself. Okay, mm-hmm. He doesn't need sponsorships to make money. He can do it however he wants. Mm-hmm. The issue at hand is freedom of speech is wonderful. Okay, I was talking to my boss the other day. I said, and he's a liberal. Okay, nice guy. I have nothing against him. But we don't talk politics very often. But I said to him, I said, if I came out and said this company sucks ass, what's going to happen to me? This company's the worst company ever to work for. What's going to happen to me? I'm going to get fired because of what I said. So is that wrong? No, it's not wrong.
It's not the same. But
they have every right to fire him. They have every right to fire him.
I think if you're being pressured by the FCC and the president of the United States because he doesn't want his feelings hurt. That Trump came out and said that.
Guess what? Jimmy Kimmel works for ABC and ABC works for those affiliates. Period. End of story.
Yeah, I mean,
if they didn't have affiliates, ABC wouldn't exist.
And
they are 1/3 of all ABC affiliates. Those two companies.
And
33%.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's great and all, but at the end of the day, without people, none of that stuff matters. And people told them what they wanted to have on. You're not going to push y'all. You're not going to stop free speech in our country. You're not going to sit back and allow a person who said the worst possible things there is to say, and then have a person who comes on here and makes a joke that has nothing to do with that person. Has really we're not defaming Charlie Kirk by saying that the guy who's has nothing to do with him,
Charlie Kirk, but you are giving out misleading information.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But we're going to disagree on that. It's a disagreeable moment, man. We're not going to get anywhere on that. I just know that we're not. I don't see it that way. It doesn't
follow your narrative. That's it.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. I mean,
because you don't understand English sentence structure.
Was that what that was just now? You just said to me, English sentence structure. That what you just said to me,
English sentence structure.
I'll just mess it. You're gonna make me attack. I got to attack at this point in time. What's up, Juan? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm gonna keep it real with you. You're gonna make me attack. That's what happens when you force my back against the wall. I must attack.
Your attacks are lacking. Okay.
To anybody rightly, they are going to be lacking. But let me say this as well. Let's go back into this fact as well.
Go ahead.
And so then after that, Trump comes out and says that, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say that anyone who speaks ill of me, any network television person should be fired because of speaking ill of me.
Yeah, but he has an opinion to say that. I mean,
he does this. That's not only an opinion. What it is, look at you. I see some little guy over there. But listen, hey, you know what? But it's not just an opinion at that point in time because you run the FCC. No, you can actually get people fired. If I can take away your broadcasting license, which they can do, because ABC can't broadcast without a broadcasting license. The FCC runs that. They can take away anyone's broadcasting license.
But you know what public interest is?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why. That's why you can take it away. Because if they don't follow the standards of the public interest,
the public interest is how I feel about myself, or if I don't want jokes told about me as president.
The public interest is anything whoever's in charge deems it to be. That's how it is,
and that speaks volumes about
the public interest. And that speaks
volumes about the people who voted this soft.
No.
Man in
the public interest was canceling the people off TikTok. canceling
Oh
off
my
YouTube.
God, off TikTok.
That's
off
public
YouTube.
interest, right?
Oh, Jesus.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like, you know how many different platforms there are? If people speak and if they're spewing hate speech, if they are spewing hate speech across platforms.
What is hate speech saying that the vaccine isn't going to work? How is that hate speech?
You know how many people that I know who got kicked off for saying the vaccine is not going to work? I don't know any, but there may have been some. I don't know. But I know most people who got kicked off these platforms got kicked off for hate speech. Yeah, that's who I know about. Those are the people I know who got kicked off.
They got kicked off because they were going against Biden's administration, and Biden administration put their thumb down on social media and said, "We want these people off." I think that's what happened. And for you to sit there and deny it is pretty pathetic.
If there were people kicked off for their opinions on COVID, I disagree with that. You know what I mean? I don't think that's
happened.
But at the same time, if they are spewing, I voted for I didn't vote for the person who let COVID get out of control in this country in the first place and allowed this to even happen. Let's not even go back into that. Let's look at the truth of the matter. But no one wants to talk about that part. But if a person is spewing misconceptions, I mean, there was in this case there wouldn't have been any science. There wouldn't even have been any science. He didn't even believe he didn't. He said bleach. He said pouring bleach in the body. What did he say? No, I mean the president, the person who was president at that time didn't even. Science don't even exist in his world.
That's right. You don't really know the English language very well. Sarcasm.
Oh my God. You sitting back and acting like he was on a public forum speaking to the whole entire public, and you're saying that he was being sarcastic. That's what you really believe. You would say that, and this is what people like this
that was being serious would say.
If people say stuff like this, if people say, yeah, he was being serious. You're not.
No.
He's on a platform that he's utilizing to speak to the country about COVID-19. And everyone's afraid. Everyone's scared. People are nervous about what's going on.
No, man. Did you watch it?
You'll give him.
I did
watch him. I did watch him. Hey, I love the way you try to attack what I know or what I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, what I'm saying is true. And what you're saying is, it's told a joke. Nobody believes he was joking but you, and that's dangerous.
No, I'm not. I believe
people who speak like the way you're speaking should be kicked off platforms all the time because you say stuff that ain't true. This is the fact of the matter. You can't have this. This is the type of arguments
you don't know much. Leslie, the problem is with you don't know anything that's true.
I don't know.
You just want to argue when you know
you
you're
sound
wrong.
like Trump right now. You don't know anything.
You want to argue when you don't know. Sound like Biden. Are you going to probably deplatform me because I don't agree with you? So you're going to put your thumb down.
You just said that he was joking when he said put bleach in your veins. And I like the fact that you stick to your guns. I can appreciate that you are really you know what I mean? You really believe in what you say.
When I hear that, I don't sit there and go, man, there's no possible way anybody could believe that he was being serious about that. There's no way.
You know how many people on your side of the aisle who aren't the brightest people in the world? A lot of them, most of them.
I've met
a vast majority of people who are not the brightest people in the world are from your side of the aisle. We both know this, brother.
Wait, hold on.
You guys are simply uneducated.
Let's go look at where the big population centers are in this country and tell me how educated they are.
I mean, we have to. Okay,
you have no foot to stand on, man. You're like a peg leg walking around.
You know what? You know people who use terminology like that right there. They're from your side of the aisle.
Peg leg.
But let's get back to
your name should be called Eileen because you're walking on one leg because you don't have no foot to stand on.
Hey, the only people who make jokes like this are people from your side of the aisle.
Because they're good jokes.
So why are you guys good now? Why are you guys good now? With people having their freedom of speech taken away from them, people having their and he also said that with journalists, if they find out information about the federal government, they have to run it by them first before they can report it.
That's the classified information.
Oh no, he didn't say no. He did not say that. It's not that. No. It's not that. They said no. They didn't.
You know how many leaks there have been because of classified information?
No, I'm not talking about
Adam Schiff is one of the worst ones.
I'm not just talking about classified information. They said they're talking about anything. They said you will be kicked out of the White House press room if you do not run it by. They basically want to control. Even I mean, tell who came out and said something about this. What's his name? Ted Cruz was like, man, he was talking about Jimmy Kimmel, and he's like, man, we can't have this. Because with this administration, if this happens now,
he was talking about the FCC. what the guy said at the FCC. He's like, the Godfather or something like that. That's what he said. But he wasn't talking about the information coming out of the Pentagon.
So at the same time, they said it does not even matter if it's classified or not. They said that already.
I look at it this way: if anything comes out of the Pentagon, unless it's given from somebody at the Pentagon to be released, it shouldn't be published because you don't know if it's true. Unless you have a factual source somewhere, you shouldn't put it out.
I think,
and a lot of times you have people on both sides of the news of journalism that put stuff out that is 100% false. This is how they may have a bogus source. Somebody came out, gave them something. I mean, Comey leaked shit to sources of classified information.
Come on. Listen, let me say this. Are we now looking at this like, because this has been going on for forever in our country. People have always had sources they've used, and at the same time, you have consequences if you are wrong. You can be sued if you're wrong.
Yes.
And so that's 100%. A part of the consequence, and so that's what holds them to a standard of figuring out how much of it is true or not. You get what I'm saying? That's a standard they're held by. It should not be held by a standard if the White House says you can release this or not. And it's not just classified information. Let's be clear about that.
Okay, even if it's not classified information, you still have to have accurate reporting on it. And a lot of times they don't get accurate reporting.
But they're not saying they don't want to have accurate report. They don't care. They said we want it ran by us first. This person is trying to control free speech, and they're trying to control the press. This has been going on for a while. We see this all happening. Why is it happening? Why do you think he's trying to control free speech in the press and what's on television and what we see?
Trying to control free speech. What has he done to control free speech? Nothing's been implemented yet.
When you try to run
nothing has been implemented.
If you're attacking people who speak out against you, you're making.
Oh, you mean like the Biden administration? Yeah. Okay, yeah. You're right.
Hey, please. Right. I love the fact you guys love to be like the Biden administration did it. Please explain.
Do you need me to rewind this show back about 30 minutes?
Are we talking about COVID?
No, we're talking about nothing, not just COVID, but it's been other stuff besides COVID.
Like what?
Anything that went against something that Biden was.
No.
Oh yeah.
The only thing that we could even say closely that I've seen that they've monitored anything about.
Does it need to be anything else? Does it need to be anything else?
It needs to be, because COVID was a once in a lifetime.
Tamping down on free speech.
COVID was a once in a lifetime that I've never seen this before in my lifetime.
What are you talking about? Once in a lifetime? It's still happening. People are still getting sick from COVID. Yes or no?
I'm talking about the initial effect of COVID. We've never seen. We have never seen anything like that before. Not in my life. I've never seen anything like that before in my life.
As a government, you don't even know anything about the disease, and you're going to tell people you can't put that out because it doesn't match our narrative.
Well, I think they probably knew more about the disease than what anyone else knew.
They knew nothing.
And so
Fauci may have known because he helped create it.
We got to go back into where this. We don't want to get back into where it all started from. We both know where the administration where it started from, and we both know where it kind of went. So let's go into the point of what we're talking about now. We keep on talking about COVID. COVID is like two separate issues.
No, it's talking about free speech. It is directly related to free speech. Period. End of story.
But it's very intertwined in a lot of things though too. It's two administrations that are intertwined in this whole entire debacle. But one of them, to me, is way more culpable than the other. It was only one of them that deplatformed people and tried to get them censored. I'm not sure.
That's what they do in communist countries, right? Yeah.
I'm not sure. You know what?
Don't say you're not sure. Say yes, it happened.
I'm not sure if there was only one. I'm not sure if these things happened under Trump or just under Biden. I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
What did Zuckerberg say? He didn't say anything about Trump trying to do it. Google came out and said it was the Biden administration trying to do it. Just admit it. Period. It happened. And then we can move on.
Hold on. All right. Just wanted to make sure I keep this moving. But yeah,
the soda from the store.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, somebody said that?
Yeah. What are you guys?
Where at?
It says host. I need a soda from the store.
Hey, if I could get you a soda, I would get you one.
I'm not going to say your last name, but hey, G, thanks for joining.
We appreciate it. You know, I mean, we definitely have to start corresponding more. Tyler Henry, what's up, bro? We appreciate you joining as well. Hey, but like I'm saying though, to me, man, I don't feel like the Biden administration, I feel like they did what they needed to do at the time. Do I feel like they're right for kicking people off for their opinions on COVID? No, but I also don't feel like we should have a whole entire disinformation campaigns being put online about something that we don't know much about.
How much disinformation is out there on a daily basis?
Yeah, and I think there's a problem with that. I think there should be a bigger emphasis on people.
So you're okay with tamping down free speech then?
No, that's not for.
You just said I don't agree with people putting misinformation or disinformation out there.
Yeah,
we should do something about it.
I think so. Do you believe that people should just be able to say lies and spew lies online? That should be fine.
It all day long, every damn day.
I understand that, but you believe
if I put out Wesley's a furry. Wesley's a furry.
Why do you keep on? This is crazy. You like to say like the worst possible thing. I'm okay. I got you. We're gonna
just using that as an example. All right,
it's all good. Go
hey, D-Mac, if you're out there, D-Mac, D-Mac's a furry.
No, I'm just messing. Go ahead. You're good.
No, but you know what I'm saying.
No, I know what you mean.
If you put that out there, it is a lie, right?
Yeah, and it's liable.
But
it's liable.
Is it liable? No.
Yes, it is liable. If you were to say that about me, that's liable because that's not true. It's a lie. And so, do I believe that people should be able to spread lie? Okay, especially when you're talking about.
But if you're sitting there saying that the government is wrong for saying this about the vaccine, that the vaccine is harmful, is that a lie? Because technically, we didn't know anything about it. So you censored scientists and doctors.
So what you're going to do now is say that, oh, that happened.
Is that liable?
I mean, at the time it may have been. We didn't know. We had no clue. I think we're talking about a phenomenon versus something that is just like here in
people lie about. You have people on the left, you have people on the right that lie about crap every day.
I understand that, but what I'm saying, and that's
are we at the point in this country where we have to sit there and monitor everything that everybody says and say, all right, well, because you said that, you're out.
I think people.
Facebook
so what about,
used to sit there and go and put messages out there saying, well, this is not true and blah, 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 blah. So everything has to be fact checked.
And I think it should be a lot of things. I think
but it's a fact checked against who? That's the part that I wrestle with, because if you fact check somebody that you disagree with, is that fair?
So let me say this. I think facts have to be looked at as things that can be proven or not, or disproven. I think we should not be looking at facts as things that could be an opinion. Like, is there life on other planets? That's an opinion at this point in time. We don't know. No one knows. There's so many other planets we have not found life.
So are we gonna cancel people because of opinions? Is that where it goes?
I think certain opinions are worth not being able to.
If I said,
I think the president of the United States, when he got canceled on January 8th, like you said, 2021, it's because he was doing harm and could have disrupted our country at that time. He's already did it 2 days before that. He previously did that. So all I'm saying is we should not be holding something that none of us understood at the time to the same degree of holding someone saying, "Hey, you spoke bad about." Allegedly about the guy who shot Charlie Kirk.
Why can't you?
Because they're separate. Because it's two separate issues.
No, they're not. It's misinformation.
No, one thing is something none of us knew about at all. The other, but
he knew about it.
It's you saying that it's misinformation. It's you saying it's misinformation. I don't believe that what he said was what you said it was. I don't. It'd be different if he was clear and said, "Hey, how you doing, Freddie? What's going on with you?" What's that? Okay. And at the same time, it would be different if he came out and said something like, "Oh, this is for sure the person who did this," and made it clear. What he said was not clear.
Oh, it's
that's what he meant. But you know what I mean? And it seems like you guys are good now with saying as long as Trump's doing it, it's
no.
Yeah, it sounds like
I don't think that's the case. I look at it as freedom of speech is free up to a point. Okay. Mm-hmm. If you're on an online platform and you're being what's the word I'm looking for? Scrutinized scrutinized by the federal government. That right there is that should not happen. Okay. Period. End of story. The federal government shouldn't have anything to do with a private company like that. Okay. Okay. But so if you are pressuring that said company to tamp down what other people say, regardless, it doesn't even have to be COVID. It can be something about Trump. It can be something about Biden. But if you're sitting there saying that you need to scrutinize these people more and look at censoring that speech, that right there is government-run communism. Period.
What's up, Ronald? I don't.
Hey, Ronald.
I don't see it that way, because we can have people online talking about hate speech, saying this group we need to get rid of this group. We need to get rid of all. Let's just say people from Fiji. We'll just use that as a terminology, so we're not. But this group right here, we need.
I still want to go there. That's on my bucket list.
Me too. But you know what I'm saying. But we can have people online saying something like that, and like, okay, we need to get rid of all Asians or whatever the case may be. This is why we hate them, because there was a huge push about, with disinformation about and hate crimes went up against Asians during that time as well too. But if you have people who are online spewing violent rhetoric, and they have people ready to act at their behest, which we have in this country
every day, man.
Which
every
we have
day.
in this
you
country.
Go out to TikTok. You go out on the TikTok platform and look. This is both sides sitting there going, "We're at war." Oh, the conservatives have to be taken out. The liberals have to be taken out. It's their fault. It's their
fault. Man, you know how many real
go out and
you know how many real life liberal or progressive people that we have who are actually out here shooting up stuff, killing people. Most progressives aren't even for guns. They're not even for half the stuff that's going on. Not even for violence. You know this. I know this. These are the same people who put themselves around trees and chain themselves up in front of trucks and say, "Don't run me over." The truck hit them anyways. You know what I mean? Like, we got to look at who we're talking about. The extremists are the people who. Didn't we just have a guy shoot up the ICE facility? Look in Dallas. You had a guy just shoot up the ICE facility in Dallas. Killed one immigrant detainee and shot two other ones. So obviously he was trying to shoot the detainees.
I don't know. We don't know enough about that yet, I don't think.
Exactly.
Well, I have.
You know what I know enough about?
Know about that. That was 3 days of knowing about that guy.
You know what I know enough about? If you're shooting detainees, you're probably not left leaning. That's probably what you're not. Let's be honest here.
It's gonna suck for you next time we get on here and he winds up being a left leaning person.
It doesn't happen.
If I'm not mistaken,
it doesn't happen.
If I'm not mistaken, he probably was left leaning.
Why?
Hold on. I saw something earlier today.
You're not mistaken. Why? I mean, I would never. You never hear about anyone who. What's up, Peaches? You never hear about anybody who is left leaning doing. There's not too many mass shooters. Not saying ever, but you guys are the majority of the mass shooters around here. A good majority, probably 80-something% of the mass shooters come from you guys' camp. It's just facts, man. You can
That's
look that
not
up.
true.
Look it up.
That's just facts. Where are you getting that from?
I've heard this already. I think it's like 78%.
Look at what happened in Nashville.
I think like 78%. I mean, one. I can name like 5 of them that you guys did. Just probably this is last year. I named like 5 good ones that you guys pulled off here in the last year. You know what I mean? Let's just be real right now. This is what happens. You guys
both
are
sides,
against,
man. You
guys
are
against free speech. You guys are against free speech.
No,
you're against free
speech. You guys
speech.
are. You want to sit there and go fascist, Nazi. You want to generalize people because they voted for a certain person as a Nazi.
If we look at you as a Nazi or fascist because of your actions, you know what Nazis do?
What are my actions to be called a Nazi or a fascist?
Who called you a Nazi or a fascist?
Has
anyone called you that personally? Has someone said
everybody on the left that wants
to someone said Steve?
Somebody.
Has someone said Steve?
No,
you are a Nazi.
That's the problem.
I'm asking a question.
They sit there and go, everybody on the right is a Nazi or a fascist because they vote.
You act like we don't live in a country of 340 million people. Like, you act like there's not going to be someone who says the craziest stuff from anywhere. You're just going to say, and then you're like, oh, you're on the left. You said it about everybody. It counts.
Let me ask you a question. Did we have any riots after Charlie Kirk died?
Why? Why should we have riots after Charlie Kirk died? He was killed by a white dude. He was killed by a white dude, man. If a black dude would have killed him, let's see. I love the fact that you said that too. I love it. I love the fact that you said
Bring it, because you're not gonna win this one either.
It's not about winning. It's already won.
It doesn't matter if he's white.
It does matter. It does matter, because you're like, what you're trying to generalize and say, did you have any?
It was the fact that he was left leaning. That's the problem.
Who was left leaning?
You didn't see people up in arms going after
Who was left leaning?
The kid that shot Charlie Kirk.
Oh, man, oh my goodness, bro. I think we have some very, very differing information about the kid.
No, already, you just don't understand.
You know what I mean?
English.
The kid's born in Utah. The kid's born in Utah. You know what I mean? I know you're a perfect.
Are you not allowed? Are you not allowed to be something other than your parents are? Are you identified by what your parents believe?
I didn't say that he wasn't. I'm not saying that at all.
Are you not allowed to change
he was
your
born in Utah.
Gun,
all about guns. I'm just painting the picture. Painting the picture. Dressed up as Trump for Halloween. Was all
dating
about
a transgender
Trump.
Guy into furry porn. Left-leaning ideologies.
You guys act like Republicans are not gay, bro, or don't.
No, it's
you
not
guys
about that.
are. Yeah, you guys say this is weird to me that you try to act like that's just that's only this over
here.
Who
defends transgenders? Conservatives or liberals?
You know why you don't? Because you're scared. Because you're like,
I don't give a shit about them. I don't want them in my daughter's locker room.
Have you ever seen what was that Animal House? I think it's called like Animal something. You know what I'm talking about? It's a television show. I can't remember. It's called Animal something. Or Animal Zoo or something like that. It was a television show. These guys, they had a mom, right? And there was like 3 brothers or 4 brothers or whatever. And they were like, they were into all kind of crimes. I forget the name of the show. But on the show, one of the brothers, all of them were rough, tough, you know what I mean? Shoot them up, bang, bang. But one of the brothers was a closeted, you know what I'm saying? This is what he liked to do on the side. As soon as somebody caught him, he beat the dude up in front of him, like, what are you doing? And beats the guy up, acts like he's not doing what he's doing over here. That's what reminds me of Republicans. That's what you guys are. You guys got Lindsey Graham, Lady G. You know what I mean? Like, and no one cares. You guys are so scared to be who you truly are deep down inside. You're afraid that the world's going to figure out that
everybody on the left is gay.
I've never even that's a fact to you, isn't it? That's the strangest thing. This is why we should never allow the right into office. This is why. Because everything's a joke to them. They just say anything like, "Oh, this is what it's funny to them," and they just think that this is why the world is the way it is right now. Because everything's a joke in this world. You know what I mean? It's all a joke. It's all funny until you guys got to start making rules, and their rules are bad for everybody.
Gets shot in the neck. Until somebody gets shot in the neck.
And that was horrible. And that was horrible for people to see. But he got shot in Utah. Okay? Utah is probably one of the reddest states
everywhere, right?
Utah is probably one of the reddest states in all of America. Even the governor came out. I think that was the governor. A guy comes out or whatever he was. He's like, I was hoping it was an immigrant.
The leader, the Senate Majority Leader was from Utah years ago. He was a Democrat.
Yeah.
Harry Reid.
He wasn't from Utah. He's from Nevada.
Nevada? Okay, Nevada. Sorry, my bad. I thought
you don't know English. You don't know your history. You don't know. I can say all that stuff about you right now. But you know what? I'm not going to do you like that.
You never admit being wrong.
I'm not going to do you like that because I'm not wrong too often. I'm not wrong.
Whatever. You've been wrong all day today.
About free speech? I don't think anyone thinks I'm wrong about free speech. Everyone understands that. Right now, you guys are good with a dictator coming in and taking your free speech because you're okay with it. I'm not sure where you guys started, because this sounds like to me, like you guys say everybody on the left is, you guys are tending to bend over for this dude a lot. All men who are on your side of the aisle.
There you go with the gay stuff again.
I don't know if that bad or I'm not. Hey, I don't know what you got going on. I have no idea. I'm not in your house. I'm not in your home. But all I'm saying is you guys tend to take him as being whatever he says.
And you guys are hypocrites. You guys are hypocrites.
How? I mean, you love to use that word.
You're going to sit there and say that this president is coming down on free speech when you had the last administration doing the same damn thing.
And so how can you
sit there and look at yourself and say,
you know what?
I'm not a hypocrite.
I actually came out and spoke out against stuff like that. I actually came out when he said,
"You're not now. You're not doing it now."
Let me finish. I came out when he came out and he said that. When Biden said that, I'm getting kind of what did he say? I'm getting real tired of waiting for you guys to go and take the shot. Remember he said something like that? He was like, I'm getting real impatient with you guys now. I'm listening to this dude like, who are you talking to, brother? You ain't talking to me because I'm not taking the shot. You know what I mean? Ever.
Then how can you be liberal if you're not going to take the shot like they force people to do? They force
you guys are forcing people to take the shot too. You guys were doing the same thing. The shot
We
came
didn't-
under
no,
your
We're not the
administration.
ones that said if you're in the military and you don't take the shot, you get
I
fired.
said, how can you be liberal if I got my own? If I can think what I want to. This is crazy. Do I?
You're not a very good liberal if you don't follow the party line.
No, I think I'm a great American first and foremost. That's what I am. I'm a great American. Everything else,
you're a misinformed American, but that's okay.
I mean, misinformed under whose standards? Yours, of course. I mean, let's be honest here. The guy who tells the disinformation king. You're the disinformation king. I'm going to give you that title myself. I'm handing it to you right now because you tell a whole. But we need a fact checker on this show. Sooner or later, one of you guys, I don't know who it's going to be. Please come in here and become a fact checker for this show. We need rapid fact checks because he'll just say stuff. And sometimes I don't have a good comeback. When I don't have a good comeback, it's probably because it's fake news, fake information.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Everything
he tends to come up with some pretty bad information. I'm like,
you sound like Trump.
I go back and
you sound like Trump.
Oh my God, you're a closet
Trump guy, aren't you? You're a closet Trump guy. That's what
people know. People know I don't deal with him. When I saw him, I know dumb when I see dumb. I'm like, look at this. This guy's an idiot. What are we going to vote for him for? He has no plan. He said, well, I have a concept of a plan. And you guys are like, yeah, Trump. Yeah, you got a concept of a plan. This is what you guys did. What's going on, A1? How y'all doing? Ali Boo, what's going on?
What's that one? Mahar, Irfan Mahar.
What's popping with you, brother? Whoever you were, you know what I mean?
Assalamu
alaikum.
I don't know if you're Arabic or not.
That's crazy, man. Hey, we don't. This is not all of us right here. This is Steve. Steve.
No, I saw the name Irhan Mafar. It sounds like
that means
Arabic name. Hey, Darcy.
He could have been.
I was just welcoming him. If he was Arabic, I was going to welcome him. You can be Christian and still speak Arabic, man. Come on.
Inshallah.
I
like the way you said it. You said it correct. I appreciate you. At least I'm surprised because you've traveled a lot of places, man. And for the fact that you are so conservative, it's just crazy to me. You've been around a lot of different cultures and people.
I have.
It's just strange. What's happened to you? I want to know. Let's tell the public.
I've always been a conservative person.
Conservative as far as what's concerned.
Socially conservative, fiscally conservative.
Oh, we don't want. Oh, okay. Well, I'll let you start. I'll let you finish it.
Yeah, you're saying socially conservative. Yeah, I mean, I believe everybody has a right to live the way they want to live. I don't have a problem with that. Just don't force me to, force me into believing what you believe in. Being socially conservative to me means I have a set of beliefs and morality. I don't subscribe to being a Christian. I'm not a Christian. But I have a set of morals and standards that I try to live by. And you don't have to do that and be a Christian.
Okay? You just lost all of your credibility as being a right-wing Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
No, I don't.
You lost all your credibility right there.
Christianity does not dictate being moral. Okay? You don't have to be a Christian to be moral. Okay?
I can agree. All I'm saying is you're right-wing. You're no longer super right wing right now.
I never was a super right winger.
Yes, you are. If you voted for Trump, you're a super right winger. That's how I look at it. If you vote for Trump,
okay, you voted for Hillary, you're a radical left.
How? How is Hillary
radically left?
How?
She was.
Explain.
You can put half of Trump's people into a basket of deplorables. That's pretty radical.
I mean,
right?
I don't think that's. I think that's 20. That's 20. You said half of Trump people.
Are you progressive? You're progressive, right?
Yes.
Progressives are pretty far left, right?
It depends on what you mean by pretty far left. Do I believe that there should be there's a social do I believe that there's a social contract? We should have a social contract with our people in our country that says that we should have free education. We should should have free health care. We should have free child care. And I'm not talking about free education.
That's pretty far left.
I'm talking about. No, I don't think so at all. I think that's normal. I think that's a normal thing.
Would you call yourself center left?
No, but I mean it depends on what it is. 'Cause I believe in gun rights. You know what I mean? So there's things.
So you're more center left than you would be progressive.
And I'm not saying that
progressives don't believe in gun rights. Just so you know, they don't believe in gun rights.
I won't say all of them.
So you're outing yourself as a quasi center left, center right conservative.
No, I think because when you
also came out, you also don't agree with transgenderism.
What do you mean?
Well, you and I talked about it once before. That
What do you mean by I don't agree with it?
You don't agree with them pushing it down your throat.
Okay, yeah, I don't think any of that stuff should be pushed down anybody's throat.
See,
But I don't have,
but
I do not have an issue with people being transgender.
I don't either. I don't care about that.
I don't think that
but
I want to be clear about that.
Push it down your throat, for them to push it down your throat and try and make you sit there and go, well, you have to call me a certain pronoun. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, that's tough.
You don't own my life. You don't tell me what I can and cannot say. Yeah, but that's a progressive left. That's a progressive movement. The transgenderism is more progressive left. Would you not agree?
Do you think? I mean, the trend. Okay, I would say respecting people for who they are is more progressive. I think I
respect
people who are. I think people who are.
I don't care who you are.
I understand, but people who are more right has more of a F you attitude. I ain't doing this and I ain't doing that. You know what I mean? Like they tend to.
I will say this: I don't like Eagles fans. Just saying.
I mean, no, I get it. I understand you. I don't know why you're from, but
I'm from there. I'm from there. My whole family, except are Eagles fans. They're excluded from that.
But let me say this.
If you're an Eagles fan watching this, I'm kidding. You guys have a great team.
No, he's dead serious. But let me say this though. I mean, when it comes down to it though, when we're looking at the difference between, like when we get into the trans subject, like I said, I don't want people to feel like I am against them. I don't. But do I feel like, do I feel like there's an over representation of these things inside of, like, when we get into, cartoons on television everywhere? There is, but do I understand why? Yeah. The reason why I understand why is because there was probably an underrepresentation for a long time. There's probably people who, there was a lot of hatred towards this community for a long time. But do I feel like now it's just flipping the entire other direction where you're pushing it on people so much that it became a negative? Yeah, I do. I watched it happen in this last election.
I think that's the case. But
yeah, I watched it happen in this last election.
Politicians on the left that want to sit there and that want to push the agenda. And that's where you lose people that are more center. So the more progressive the party gets, Hey, M. Bettets, the more you push that agenda, the more you start going further left, the more you alienate the rest of your party that's closer to the center. And that's why you guys, this is my opinion. This isn't a fact. This is opinion. That's why I think you guys lost the last election, because you had pushed yourselves so far to the left. Even if Biden had run, he'd have lost anyway. But
the only reason Biden would have lost, be honest with you, the only reason he would have lost.
If you look at Mom Donnie, yes, he's going to win New York. He's going to win New York.
Killing him over there.
He's going to win it, but that's going to hurt you in the long run.
No, I don't think so. I think that if they coalesce around him like they should,
because you can't even get Schumer and Jeffries.
You know why you can't get Schumer? Do you know why they can't get Schumer and Jeffries on board? Do you know why? We don't want to get in. We don't want to, because I'm going to tell you the truth of the matter is because both of them are bought by AIPAC. That's why you can't get them on board. And Mom Donnie said he's not towing that line. That's why they won't get on board. Schumer is the quasi AIPAC guy. They call Hakeem Jeffries Hakeem AIPAC Jeffries on the Breakfast Club. They call him that. That's what Charlamagne the God called on the Breakfast Club. I mean, because it's true. He's bought by these dudes. They gave him over $1 million or $1.something million. He's bought.
Well, I mean, what I look at, it's not a national race by any means. It's a localized, but it's a huge race.
It's the largest city in all of America. Yeah. Largest city by far in all of America.
But I see it. The guy's going to run away with it. I
for
don't
a good
think
reason.
There's a way around
for cause. He should win that. I think that what we've done around the world is we've painted out socialism and any socialistic type views as negative. And we have a bunch of socialist things that we do in this country right now, every day. Our government is partially socialist. It's just what it is. Our everyday lives, we have a lot of socialism going on in our everyday lives.
I agree. I mean, we have a lot of social welfare programs out there that
we should have more, and they should be better run, and then they should be more effective, not just
they've
social
never
welfare.
Been effective, and it didn't matter what they've been run poorly for every.
Are we trying to say that the soup lines during the Great Depression, which were a part of a welfare program, is negative? Social Security, which is a part of a welfare program.
But I'm saying they're not negative. I think they are mishandled. I think there needs to be more. They need to be scrutinized more. I think they need to have more regulation than lesser regulation, because you have a lot of people that still abuse the system.
Oh, so you're for regulation, and when it comes, you're for less regulation when it comes to corporations and what they do to your air, what they do to your water, what they do, what they do to people.
Did I say that?
But this is the people you voted for have said this, and they consistently do this same exact thing.
I don't have to agree with everything they do to vote for them. A large swath. Do you agree with everything on the Democratic Party?
A large swath of what they do of negatively. How you doing, Muna? A large swath of everything they do negatively affects the general public.
Every
administration.
Every administration does.
It's not true.
Oh yes, it is. Oh my
not
God.
True. So Trump overturning the fact that when people come out when you fly. This is a Biden. He put this. It was like a executive order. He basically said, so airlines can no longer, if they overbook their flight, they have to pay you for it, or if they cancel a flight, they have to pay you for. And at the same time, if they are 2 hours late when taking off from the time they told you, they have to give you a hotel room, give you money, or pay you for a canceled flight. The whole nine. He made rules that on top of that, they had regulations that banks could no longer charge people
Is that a law?
overdraft fees.
Was that a law?
He made it executive.
No, that's an executive order. That's not a law.
He made it.
Executive orders are made to be reversed. We already know that from the Biden administration.
Point of it is.
There's no point. No, there's no point.
There's a huge point. If you're trying to say, so what was the good in overturning that? What? There was a lot of executive orders that were in place since the 60s. Since the 60s till Trump came into office and overturned them, which was this like Civil Rights Act, civil rights laws and all kinds of stuff. So let's not act like executive orders just overturned all the time.
That's put in the law.
That's a law. I said civil rights. I said civil rights. Not talking about the general law. I'm talking about other things. You know what I'm talking about. I just stated it. But
so
what was the good?
Airlines are not doing good to begin with, right? Oh, airlines are struggling not to begin with to make money. Are they not? Yes. You see them all the time. They're struggling to make money.
So they should be able to cheat the general public. That's fine. That's what you're saying.
What do you mean cheat the general public? If you're telling them you can't get because you don't get a hotel room, you're cheating the general public?
If I book you for a flight and I know I overbooked your flight and I did it intentionally, but I took your money, there should be no recourse.
Put them on another flight.
Just put you on but listen.
I just went on a flight from Little Rock, Arkansas a couple of weeks ago. I came back. I was heading back to Atlanta, and I got there early, and there was a flight before mine going to Atlanta 2 hours earlier, right? And I said, "Hey, can I get on this one? You have a seat?" They said, "Yeah, sure." Right?
No, that's fine. Because sometimes they do.
So, but overbooking is their fault, and they should pay for that.
So, and if they also
get them all find another flight for them.
Exactly, but a lot of times that wasn't happening. But okay, at the same time, if they cancel a flight, or if they're 2 hours, say you're supposed to take off at 8 o'clock, 2 hours later they don't take off till 11 o'clock. That should just be no, because sometimes you're going to miss your connecting flight.
How many times have you been late on a flight? How many times have you ever had a flight that was late?
There's a few. There's been a few. There's been a few. I'm not going to say there's.
It happens.
Why should
the airline pay for your room?
Why should listen, this is what they're saying to you. So more than likely you probably missed your connecting flight, because you know how this stuff works. I mean, if you don't catch this connecting flight, unless there's another one going there that has a seat for you, because not all the time they have the seats for you, you're stuck at the airport. You got to go figure out where you're going to stay for the night. Period. Not everybody lives right near the airport.
But I don't. That's not the airline's fault, though. If the airline is
if I make plans, you know how much money it costs just to move around, to go and catch everything else. That all costs money. So why shouldn't the airline?
Why should the airline be held responsible because you didn't catch your connecting flight for a flight? I mean, if you're on a Delta flight and you got to catch a United Airlines flight, and the Delta's running late.
Now you're mixing everything up.
No.
Yeah, because then it's Delta's fault, right? It's Delta's fault.
It may be Delta's fault. I don't know. Yeah.
But all I'm saying is someone
maybe had a mechanical issue beforehand.
So there should just be no culpability in any of this. But there should be no culpability in anything from the airport. They should have there should be nothing.
Wesley, there are more circumstances that can convolute that argument than just saying what you're saying.
No, there's not.
If you have a congested runway and you have say Alaska Airlines has a plane that went down on the runway and it just stalled.
Okay.
Is that Delta Airlines' fault?
It doesn't
Should they
matter.
pay for it being late?
I mean, but that's there. I don't really, you know what? I really think they'll take that and they'll tow that plane out of there. It will not take that.
But it would still take time.
It wouldn't take that long. It wouldn't take it.
Now you got a backup of. Now you got a backup of planes.
It wouldn't take the fact that it wouldn't take as long. You know what I mean?
I think right.
I think right now that's just crazy that you were willing to take. I understand why you do it, and I appreciate you for doing it. But that's a hard argument to take to say that, oh, if I book a ticket with you and I pay for my ticket, that I should not get exactly what I paid for. Is that not what I'm asking for?
Are you getting a seat? Are you getting a seat?
Wow. Well, are you? If a person ever told me, if a person ever told me, are you getting a seat? And I just paid you $1,000 or $800 for a ticket or whatever the case may be.
I mean, what else are you paying for?
I would never fly with them again. I'm paying for.
What else are you paying for?
I'm paying to be where I want to be. It's like me going to a movie. If I paid to watch a 7:30 movie,
science? That's
not on me. That's not on me. That's not on me. So so does car services. So do car services. So does everything has. So does showing up to work on time. Everything has a risk involved. But you know what you better do? Show up to work on time. That's your job. My job is not to worry about. That's your job to make sure that what you say you can do it.
Hey, Ashman,
right or wrong. Hey, what's going on, Ashman? And at the same time that they're saying these things, they're taking money from American citizens. We subsidize airlines. So if you're not willing to make sure everything is working right for us, and Trump's going to come out and support them over us, and then he went out and supported banks. They said he took in over $3 billion. I think it was $3 billion, or it probably was more than that. $3 billion in overdraft fees. Overdraft fees. Who are they taking that from? People with no money. People who are poor. That's who they're taking that from. So us coming out when the banks were all underwater.
Hold on. Why do you get overdraft fees?
Because a bank,
you can't manage your money. That's why. So is it the bank's fault that they're putting out overdraft fees if you can't manage your money? Period. How do you get an overdraft fee? Because you don't have enough money in the bank. Whose fault is that? That's the person who owns the bank account, not the bank. The bank has rules.
Oh, absolutely. I know. I get it. I 110% get it. But at the same time, if they're able to collect money off of us, if banks are able to go get money, loans off of American citizens' backs, billions, almost trillions of dollars in loans off our backs, but they want to charge us for overdraft fees. You're charging the poorest amongst you. They charge you to manage your account. You know what I mean? This is a problem. We shouldn't have that in this country.
How is that a problem? Are you saying overdraft fees should be taken away?
I'm saying that. I mean, I think that
so everybody should be able to go negative in their account. What about the people that are that?
You know what? You know what? Then you shouldn't be allowed to go negative at all. Then then there should be no overdraft in your account at all. Period. But the fact of the matter is,
people will still keep writing checks on the money that they don't have, because that's what causes an overdraft, right?
Then I mean, a check you can't. No, most times it's not a check. I mean, people aren't even. I don't even know about
whatever check. I'm saying check, a debit card transaction.
No, it'll decline. It'll decline. It'll decline. That's what'll happen. Yeah. It'll decline. Your card will decline. I mean, but the fact of the matter is, they're charging people $35 for every time it happens. That's an exorbitant fee. I think he even said it had to be like $5 or $10, something way less. You know what I mean? Which will still be a fee. You're still getting paid for it. They're still making money, but you're charging a exorbitant fee to people in order to be able to just basically milk money out of the general public. That's a problem with that.
What's the method for that madness to cause the fee? What causes that fee? There's a processing where the bank has to take that payment back from the creditor. Meaning, if you're paying an electric bill online and you go ahead and make that draft, say you have $55 in your account, your electric bill is $200. Okay, you swipe that, it goes through because the bank said, okay, the electric company takes that payment because it's part of your debit. The electric company doesn't know how much money you have in the bank, so therefore the association, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, whoever, will take that transaction because they don't know how much you have in the bank. Okay. So therefore, if you go over your limit from a bank account standpoint, the checking, savings, whatever, now all that processing has to be done by the bank to get the charge back, because it's not really the company is going to charge the bank.
I don't know
to process that transaction.
I think you're all over the place a little bit right now, but what I'm going to say is this right here. Once they swipe their card, the bank will know if you got the money or not. They're either going to decline.
No. It's not. That's not how.
Are you talking about a credit card or are you talking about a debit card?
Debit card.
Banks already know whether
you can still use a debit card to pay a transaction to a separate company. It's not going to decline it.
Yeah, yes, it will. It'll decline. If the money's not there, it will decline. I'm telling you, it'll happen. They're not going to be like, hey, you can just run this.
So how do they get overdraft fees?
Because some companies allow you to, some banks allow you to overdraft. Some banks, you can cut off your overdraft if you want to. You can cut off overdraft protection if you want to cut it off.
Then you don't pay the $35.
So what the Biden administration did for the people said, you know what, you guys can no longer charge them that amount of money. No, this is how much you should be able to charge for overdraft. You're overly charging people who are poor.
You're giving them a get out of jail free card for not being able to manage their finances.
I mean, most of America are pretty destitute and poor. We should act like we don't know that most of Americans don't have $500 in their account. Most Americans don't. And so to me, I'm always for the people. I'm not ever going to sit back and act like corporations getting over other people. The same people
if you're for the people, tell them to manage their bank accounts.
You know what I love to tell people that people can get bailouts for $700 billion bailouts when they do the wrong thing, or when they play the game the wrong way, or when they're taking your money and they get 10 times the amount of money that you put in your bank account. They can go get that 10 times in loans. That's what banks can do. A lot of this stuff is very, very not for the people, and that's not who I am.
But the loans aren't for the people. Loans are for people too.
I'm not talking about just the loans aren't for the people. I'm talking about just the methodology of the madness which is going on in our country.
Part of the problem is we don't educate our kids in high school about having a checking account or a bank account, period, or how to manage their money.
Do we also don't? What about the side of it?
Hey, Jordy,
what's going on, Jordy? What about the side of it to where corporations are taking advantage of the political system? Like, we don't even look at our wages are stagnant. Our wages are stagnant versus this isn't even a left or right. This isn't a left. It's not a left or right issue. They're taking over the political system. It goes for everything that we have going on. The wages are stagnant. Prices are rising. It doesn't matter how great you manage your money at this point in time. Yeah, I'm watching kids who can't even move out of their parents' houses.
It does matter.
I'm watching kids who can't barely. I'm watching kids who can't even move out of their kids' houses. Move out of their parents' houses because
they don't want to move out of their parents' houses. That's part of the problem.
No, they can't afford it. A lot of them can't afford. A lot of them cannot afford.
They don't want to get married. They don't want to have kids. They don't want to move out of their parents' house. They want to sit in the basement and play a PlayStation 5 all damn day.
I don't. I don't agree with that. I think most of them want to move out of their parents' houses. We have a generation how much it costs right now.
We have a generation today that is so effing lazy. It's and you know what? It's our fault. I'm going to take the blame. You know why? And subsequent generations will take the blame as well, because every generation, as life goes forward, I want to give my kids something better than I had. Right? Mm-hmm. That's what we live by. That's what we live by as a society. We want to pass down something better than what we had, because we had it so rough back in the 70s and 80s that we don't want to have our kids suffer now. In the 90s and 2000s. And now we've gotten to the point where kids, doesn't matter what left or right, it doesn't matter. They feel a sense of entitlement. They think everything should be given. I have a 31-year-old child that thinks everything should be given to her.
I can agree to a degree, but not really, not fully. I'm gonna tell you why I don't. Because I feel like this generation has been. A long time ago, you could go and buy a house for $2,500. It wasn't even that long ago. You could say like in the 40s or
that's
the 50s.
Pretty long ago, man. That's 80 years ago, man.
It's a while ago, but if you look at where we're at now versus that, versus how much people are actually making, it's not that long ago. I know we tend to think of things, that was so long ago, but $2,500, man, is nothing.
Let's go back another 80 years and say, it was only $2,500 to buy a house, or it was $150 to build a house.
We could even say during the 90s, it was 99. During the 90s, it was 99,000. I saw people buying homes for $99,000 in neighborhoods that I lived in. In Washington State.
Part of the problem
I saw that happen.
Houses get bigger. They build bigger houses. But not only that, houses appreciate in value, right? It's one of the only properties you can own.
But you know what? You know what?
And it's not appreciated. It's a false. To me, appreciation on houses, to me, is just a lie, because houses should not appreciate in value.
Why?
Because as they get older.
It's not a house as much as is the land and what's going on around you.
Oh,
it's not just the house. It's everything that kind of goes into
it. It's the place where you live. It's the area, the environment that you live in. Yeah, it's a lot. Because a house that in Northern California in Marin County is going to cost quadruple or more than a house, say, in San Jose or even in a different state, right? No. If you go up to Portland, Washington, it's going to quadruple because that's an expensive place to live.
Yeah, and not only it's an expensive place to live, they have better jobs, they have better, healthcare, a lot of better education systems. A lot of things are better in those places. But all I'm saying is that at the end of the day, when you're looking at, I'm for the people, man, and it seems like Republic. I don't think so. I don't think that your rhetoric is for the people. I think your rhetoric is more built around corporations and what's best for them. I think that's what Trump has shown as well too. That's who he's for. He's not for the people. He's done nothing for the people at all. He's done nothing for the people. I mean, you voted for a person who's come out and has actively done nothing for the people, but take and push negative agendas. He just had to tell the farmers we just talked about recently, farmers who are committing. We're unaliving themselves. Let's just go back and use that verbiage again. Who are unaliving themselves due to the fact that they cannot pay their farm notes because of Trump's tariffs. China's not buying soybeans. A lot of things is going on right now that has crushed the farming community. He just came out and said, I'm going to take some of the tariff money and give it to the farmers when we get the money. This is what I'm going to do. It just seems strange to me. Why do we keep on subsidizing farmers? What's the difference? Why are we so angry with subsidizing people who live in inner cities and anywhere else?
We've subsidized farmers for decades, man.
Yeah, we have. I know that. That's why I'm saying. And now
when the TVA came out, when FDR came out with the TVA, I think is when they started subsidizing farmers.
Yeah, and it's gotten. They're probably one of the most subsidized groups in this country.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
To me, man, I don't think we should be complaining about other groups being. I don't think other groups should be. At the same time, they're paying them not to grow certain things.
There's a lot of factors.
They're paying them
a lot of factors to being a farmer.
Inventory down too at the same time.
You may have a bad year from a crop standpoint.
I'm not 110% against it, but do I believe that they're probably getting over subsidized, and there should be some type of regulation looking into what they're getting and who's getting what? Because there's probably major farms getting money that they don't deserve to get. Yeah, I think that should happen. If you're going to crack down on people who receive food stamps, I think we should be cracking down on people who are growing the food as well too. Why are you guys not growing more food? Why is food prices out of control? I know it's not all their fault. I know it's not farmers' fault. I'm not going to blame it on the farmer, but the fact of the matter is you're a part of you're a part of that chain, because it's not just going to be farmers who are getting this money. I guarantee you, Tyson, major corporations are going to get some of this money too, because they understand how to. That's all it is to it. So it's just, to me, I'm for the people. That's what it is, what it boils down to. I don't know about you. I'm kind of tending to think that you may not be for the people. I think that's what we're going to call you from now on, Steve, not for the people. I think that's going to be your name now.
And Wesley, I don't know English.
Hey, you call me, that's fine, but the people will always tell you Wesley's great at what he does. What they'll also say is Steve is not for the people. And with that, folks. Hey, what's up, Goldilocks? How you doing, man? And with that, folks, are you ready? You ready to go ahead?
Yeah. You've been hurt enough tonight.
We appreciate you guys for joining Civil Discourse, and with that, we'll call it a day. See you guys again soon.
Have a great night.
Thank you for joining in. Thank you everybody on TikTok for joining in with us, dropping in. We appreciate you. We'll be doing these lives way more often. I always say that to Steve, he's always ready. I'm always not. I don't blame Steve not for the people for this at all. You know what I mean? We're gonna make sure
there are so many things I could say right now that will get me kicked off this thing.
Hey, that's why you'll be suspended. This is why. Hate speech, man. No one wants to hear the hate speech, man. No one wants to hear that. All right, you guys. We'll see you guys later.
Have a good one. Let's
see. Hold on. We're not out of here yet.